And welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I decided to film a garden tour, so that's what we're doing today. As you can see, our garden is right behind me, and behind the garden are our cars. This is just where it made the most sense to put our garden, and it has worked out really well. The deer do not show up and try to eat anything because it's so close to the house, and it's really easy to just get out there first thing in the morning, pick some tomatoes or whatever. So this just made the most logical sense when we decided to put our garden here. So let me show you around. So this is kind of an auxiliary section. This whole area is going to be for melons next year. So we're really just working on tilling the grass and mulching it so that we can grow things here next year. Right now we have a gigantic bush of basil, so productive this year. And then we have lemon balm. And the lemon balm is a wonderful herb that has so many properties. It's very medicinal, very good for anxiety, very calming. And it will take over if you're not careful. It is an invasive plant, but we love it. We planted it here away from the other plants. And then we have a random lone black bean plant just because we had extra seeds, and a mint plant. So this is herbs, and then down there are more herbs I'll show you in a bit. Right here we have these beautiful trellises, and we are growing our tomatoes on this side, and we're growing our loofahs over them. These tomatoes have been hit by blight. So as you can see, they are dying back. Blight is a disease that is very common for tomatoes to get. Not necessarily in this area, but depending on the conditions, you can get it anywhere. Where I grew up in North Carolina, it was a very invasive area for blight. It was actually an epicenter for blight. And unfortunately, this is the first year, or fortunately for us, this is the first year that we've been hit with blight for several reasons that I believe. I neglected to trim off the leaves at the bottom of the tomato plants. The rain has been very heavy and very sporadic, and there's not been enough nutrients in the soil to really help the tomato plants keep away from disease. We are still getting plenty of red tomatoes, praise the Lord. As you can see, there's several that need to be picked, and it is growing almost as fast as it is dying. So hoping that these tomato plants hang out for another few weeks to a month. We'll just have to see how that goes. Our loofahs are really doing incredibly. These are a gourd that when you let them hang and dry, they will turn into a sponge, but it's biodegradable, so you don't have to worry about microplastics going down the drain. So I am looking forward to being able to dry these and use them as sponges. They're really great for many purposes. In this row, we had onions and cabbages. And then back here we had green beans. These are all done. We've harvested the onions and the cabbages. The green beans just need to be pulled up. They're all done for the season. But we got a fair number of onions this year, which was really nice. I will enjoy using those. Cabbages were mostly chicken food, but all in all, it was pretty successful for our first year, especially when we haven't grown onions or cabbages before. As you can see, we have more tomatoes here. These are coming out very quickly because they are just dying too quickly. These tomato plants did not start out very well, as we did not trellis them as fast as we should have. So we will just harvest the red tomatoes and pull these out very quickly. This is our compost barrel system. If you guys are interested, let me know in the comments, and we might be able to do a video just on our compost system. But this is letting compost juices drain into the garden and provide nutrients for next year. So that is really great. And then on the other side here, we have black beans. We've never done black beans before, but we are hoping that they will, they've been planted at the right time, so we'll be able to harvest them dry and ready to eat right before the first frost. On this row, which you probably can't see, we also planted green beans. We had lettuce over here in this side, and I've just replanted lettuce because that lettuce was done about a month ago. This is my herb row. I have my cut flowers, and the herbs have been growing very prolifically despite the fact that the soil was basically just gravel and wood chips. I'm very thankful for how well these have done. I need to harvest a few more to dry for the winter, but the herbs have probably been one of the most prolific parts of this garden. Where you see these wood chips on the ground, we are working on our garden expansion. This is the last thing that I have to show you. My husband has been using shower glass doors that we found on the side of the road to knock down the grass, and then he's covering it with this mixture of manure and wood chips and putting it on top of the ground, and that is going to decompose over the winter, and we'll be able to plant in this next spring. So we're very excited about this expansion. It's going to go quite a ways this way and quite a ways this way, and so we should be able to have 3 times the size of this garden next year. So very excited about that. Thank you so much for joining me on this garden tour. I hope you enjoyed. As you can see, our garden is not perfect, but we are having a great time with it and learning to trust God in the process and trying to learn everything we can. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you will leave a comment and like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thanks so much!